deep vein thrombosis. Second part, last part, we just started with etiological view. So in this part, we will continue with etiological view and pathophysiology also. So whenever considering etiological view of thrombosis or any thrombosis related condition or a condition called venous thrombosis, these 3 points should be considered: venous stasis, endothelial damage, hypercoagulability condition. So this is a triad which will be describing three factors which will be thought to contribute for thrombosis formation. We will see in detail what is the constitutive factors behind these 3 points. In venous stasis conditions, prolonged bed rest or any kind of immobility, any specific spinal cord injury, long surgical operations, extended travel conditions or varicose veins, this will contribute with the formation of venous stasis situation. These are the positive factors for venous stasis. Specifically in trauma or in any other surgical procedures or in any cause of any other iatrogenic cause, endothelial damage can be happen. For hypercoagulability, surgery or trauma, inherited disorders of coagulation, any deficiencies of specific proteins like protein S and protein C, which will be contributing with the coagulation procedures, specific plasma glycoproteins, protein S and protein C, and antithrombin, third factor also will be having role in hypercoagulability condition. We will see certain other factors also, which will be coming under the three main points of Fisher's triad. So again, under endothelial damage, any kind of endothelial dysfunction is happening, which means because of smoking or the case of hypertension, or endothelial damage, fatality is coming because of any surgery and specifically peripherally inserted central catheterization process because of that or because of trauma. Endothelial damage can be happen. These are other causes for endothelial damage. In case of hypercoagulability, can be again classified as hereditary reasons and acquired reasons also. In case of hereditary reason, because of specifically factor 5 laden, it's a factor which will be causing for coagulation, or which will be concerned with the coagulation. Any kind of defect or mutation happening to this will be antagonistically works. Prothrombin factor and protein C and protein S deficiency, again if it is happening, it will be causing with the hereditary factors. In case of acquired factors, cancerous conditions, chemotherapy, aesthetic condition or OCR, pregnancy, obesity, heparin-induced thrombocytopenia condition. These are other medical causes which will be attributing with hypercoagulability conditions. Venous stasis condition, continuous stasis immobility situation or polycythemia condition which will be predisposing with the condition of a thrombosis formation. So it can cause endothelial injury also. So these are some other medical and other related factors which will be assisting or which will be causing more severeness of the situation of a thrombosis. Signs and symptoms. Most common symptoms include swelling in foot region, ankle region, leg portion usually on one side, cramping pain in affected leg that usually begins in the calf region. So from the calf region, cramping type of pain will be starting. Severe unexplained pain will be there over the foot and ankle region, and certain area of the skin will become more warmer in nature. Temperature will be rising. With respect to the other part of the body, it will be very cold, so cool in nature. But with comparing with surrounding areas, certain portion will be getting warmer. Skin over the affected area turning pale or reddish or bluish color in nature. Certain conditions people may having upper extremity DVT or a blood clot forming in the arm region, upper extremity portions or upper limbs. Certain symptoms are there like neck pain, shoulder pain, swelling in the arm or hand, blue tinted skin color, pain that moves from the arm to the forearm, weakness in the hand also. Most of the conditions, people may not find out that they have deep vein thrombosis until they have gone through emergency treatment for a pulmonary embolism. So most of situation, until and unless people will be consulting doctors or will be being diagnosed under pulmonary embolism, there will not be any clinically or remarkably conditions present or symptoms will be present as it is showing us DVT. So most of the conditions it will be hidden in nature until and unless that patient will be going for any other conditions or for consultation or under being for any other consultation or investigation. The condition thrombosis which will be affected with any other systems of body. Shortness of breath, sudden sharp chest pain, coughing will be manifesting with respect to any kind of formation of block in the heart lung conditions. Apart from that, if it is affects with upper extremities like the upper limb and lower limb, heaviness and swelling of the leg, pain or tenderness, skin discoloration and formation of ulcers and warmness feeling also will be present over the limb region. This is some other common signs and symptoms with respect to systemic representation. Pathology behind DVT, any kind of trauma which is happening to the vessels or the veins because of any other conditions like any other external factors, trauma will be happening to the vessels. From thereby, it stimulates with the clotting process. So wherever any kind of vessel trauma to the vessels is happening, therewith it starts with stimulation to the onset of clotting processes with the all clotting factors. Platelets aggregate at the sites particularly when venous stasis is present. So any specific conditions, venous stasis or any kind of stasis occurs with respect to the flow of veins. At that particular site, all the platelet cells will get aggregate each other with respect to venous stasis or blockage. Platelets and fibrin forms the initial clot. All the factors which will be contributing with the process of clotting will be started to aggregate there and accumulate there. Within that, platelets and fibrin component will form the initial clot. RBCs are trapped in the fibrin meshwork. So, as a combination of the platelet cells and the fibrin component, all the RBCs will be get trapped within the fibrin meshwork-like structure. So, a network or a mesh-like structure will be forming within the clot. So, all the RBCs will be getting stuck up within the meshwork-like structure. Thrombus propagates in the direction of blood flow. So as a result of that, the meshwork will cover over the RBC cells. A clump-like structure will be forming there. So the thrombus is nothing but as a part of the blood clot propagates in the direction of a blood flow. So to which direction blood is flowing, to that direction, further it will be manifesting or progressive with the rate of growth of a thrombus. Inflammation is triggered causing tenderness, swelling and erythema. As a result of inflammatory actions or as a result of action of the lymphocytes, nothing but the parts of WBCs, inflammation will be triggered causing with the tenderness, swelling and erythema over that particular site. Pieces of thrombus may break and travel through circulation, which means emboli. So first of all, thrombus will be forming. After that, the thrombus will be disintegrated into different pieces, which means it will break up and it will travel through different vessels throughout the circulation, like a formation of embolism or embolic structure will be manifesting there itself. Fibroblasts eventually invade the thrombus, injuring vein wall and destroying the valves. So fibroblast cells, like as a part of the thrombus and emboli, it will invade through all the thrombus conditions, injuring vein wall and destroying the valves also. So this will cause destruction of the vein wall, especially wall of the vein, and destroying other valves of the vein also, thereby stoppaging or causing blockage of the normal blood flow through the vein as a result of invasion of the fibroblast into the thrombus. Hereby, the condition called DVT will be getting progressive. Depends of the leg with respect to what changes will be happening with respect to the veins, with respect to normal blood flow, whether any clot is forming or any thrombosis is forming and embolus is forming after that. The continuity or the normal stature of the veins will be losing. Further, it will be developing with the clot formation and it will travel to other sites of the body also. picture representation where it will be happening with the normal blood flow and with respect to stagnated blood flow because of the condition called leg affecting with the DVT. So swelling and inflammation will be there below the blockage site because of the blockage of the veins, because of the clots, blood cannot move or travel properly. So venous clot will be presenting with respect to the other conditions of the other veins, the blockage or to the travel of the blood to the other sides also will be getting hampered. The presentation should be showing formation of the normal vein, thrombosis formation and the embolus condition also. What kind of presentation or changes will be happening with respect to the veins of a leg or with respect to the body. Condition of a deep vein thrombosis. Different stages. What kind of changes can be happening to the vessels or to the veins? Normal blood flow will be happening in normal conditions, but with respect to any kind of exposure with etiological factors, there will be formation of the clots or the thrombosis because of hyper conditions or with respect to the conditions explained under the Vishwas triad because of any kind of endothelial damage, because of a hypercoagulative condition, because of the venous stasis also. So this will be prompting with the situation of a further formation of the thrombosis, nothing but the blood clots, and thereby it will be causing with the formation of a further embolus. This will stagnate throughout the veins and sometimes it will be causing with the blockage of the veins. So that kind of stagnation will be causing, thereby causing changes of the common stature of the vein and normal stature of the blood flow also. So with respect to different stages, it will be getting aggravating and will be reaching near to the advanced stages also. Next part we will discuss regarding the further diagnosis, complications and other points.